Hi, and welcome to Industrial Amputation, where you can expect the unexpected. Today, our special guest is Rob Robinson of Order of the Static Temple. Rob, thank you so very much for being here today.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm very
Welcome,
excited to
Rob.
be here.
Welcome. Thanks, man.
How's it going, everybody?
Oh, it's
Can't
doing great
complain.
now.
Yeah,
doing good
yeah.
now. Yeah. Man. So, man, I listened to some of this stuff and it's incredible.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great stuff.
Thank
I
you.
enjoy it too.
I've
It's
I've I've listened to a bunch of different projects that you've got your hands on, and there's not a single one of them that's not just absolutely out of this world. You
Oh,
are
mhm.
absolutely incredible.
oh, thank
Yeah,
So
you. Thank you.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
very nice. Very nice.
Well, for
Yeah,
those unfamiliar with Rob's music, it has been described as combining dark synths, harsh percussion, dystopian samples, and EBM. Rob, can you talk about what led to the formation of Order of the Static Temple?
for sure. So, it had been a while since I had done something more beat heavy, distortion heavy, kind of more in the industrial genre. And so that was on my mind to try and do. And the pandemic hit,
Mhm.
and I was working less hours at my day job, and that's kind of when it started. So I started writing music with that kind of theme in mind, musical style in mind, and it that's how it started. And then I was kind of inspired by kind of the darker subject matter, as most of us are.
Hmm.
Uh, Not necessarily the kind of satanic aspect like our show has turned into a bit, but just more about cults in general. Like
Yeah.
mind manipulation, just the whole um, uh, religious fanaticism, that kind of thing.
mhm,
And
yeah.
it's just a fun thing to try, and started writing music, and got some friends involved, and came out with the album on Negative Gain, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Mhm.
So Matthew Setzer from various projects, Skinny Puppy, Frontline Assembly, he plays guitar on the album.
Huh.
Um, and a local artist here, Mark Levy, he's an acoustic drummer, so we recorded acoustic drums here for it. It's kind of splashed throughout, and
Yeah, I
it's
noticed that.
not, yeah, it's not super obvious. It's more drum machine heavy, but it's there.
Okay.
Um, yeah, uh, yeah. So like I pitched it to Roger and Micah from Negative Gain, and they said, "Yep, let's do it." And shortly after the album release, we started playing the live shows, which have been just a heck of a lot of fun.
It
Oh,
looks
So
like a heck of a lot of fun. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So we're
it's
we're
been
talking
crazy.
about the album Rise and Fire. Yeah.
Yes, Rise
Yeah.
and Fire, right? Yep.
Okay. And we've got this on Bandcamp right now. Yeah.
Yes, it's on Bandcamp right now. And gosh, I was gonna have there. Let me just grab this real quick. What did I do with it? I was gonna have this prepared, but I don't know what it did. It looks like this.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I saw.
It's amazing packaging. It's
Mhm.
Yeah.
and the pin that comes with it, absolutely awesome.
Oh, thank
I'm
you,
gonna,
thank you.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
order
Which,
another one because I didn't have my locking back on it, so I'm gonna need to send you some money and get another one because that one
yes,
kept off my jacket and I was very, very upset.
yes. No, when you reached out to me a little while ago, I wasn't. We were still getting settled in
Yeah,
here because we just moved. But yes, well, I'll get you one for sure.
yeah. No,
But yeah,
it's great. You guys need to order that. Get over to Bandcamp, get Rise and Fire. You're still doing it with the pin, yeah?
the pin. There's a pin and a patch that was separate from like this package that was
Oh,
initially
okay.
sold, but it is on Bandcamp, like on a separate page. So I'll make that live again. Right now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not, but
yeah,
like
please do, because it's incredible.
later today.
The pin is very well made. It's beautiful. I
Thank
feel
you.
like an idiot for not putting a lock nut on it. Because all my other ones do. I've got some very expensive pins on my jacket. If I lost them, it would devastate me.
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite one is my download unknown room pin.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, they
Rare.
say the rubber backs are the kind of the best ones to do,
Well, I've
so
got
they don't.
the kind that you use an Allen wrench and lock it down.
Okay.
A Loctite on it, and yeah, I was like, I'm not losing any more pins.
So
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So with
Yeah.
Rising
Yeah.
Fire, you work with CJ Blessum, Mark Levy, as you mentioned, Matthew Setzer, and Damsel and Dollhouse. What
Yep.
each uniquely do they bring to your album that made you choose them to be your
Oh
collaborators?
goodness. So Matthew was I knew him through my work on the Ogre album, which we can talk about in a little bit. But he just coincidentally lived in Montana, so he's like a half an hour drive away. And so he and I would hang out, and when and I wasn't sure that guitar was like going to be a fit for the album when I was writing it. But when it kind of evolved, it seemed to make sense. And I invited him over for a guitars day in the studio. It was just one day. He came over and he just laid down guitar for more than half of the tracks, I would say. And then that was it. It was like maybe a 6 hour session, and then I just chopped it up later. And so he's on pretty heavily, like a few of the songs, like Ryan and Sin for sure. It's pretty prominent.
And he's got
Yeah,
for doing guitar work that doesn't necessarily sound like guitar as well. It sounds more synth.
Yeah, exactly. So like the main kind of like lead guitar 16 note chug of that song is just a sample, because I wanted it to sound a little more sampley. I took what he did and tried to make it sound that way. But and then Damsel in the Dollhouse is my wife Nina, and she is an amazing live performer, very skilled in anything theatrical. She does choreography, costuming, set design, and so her contribution is for sure the live show. So a lot of the theatrics of the live show, the costumes, kind of like the theming, that's her handiwork. And and she's very dynamic on stage, so she's a lot of fun to watch. And so yeah, like our live show can be just her and I. Like that's what we do a lot of times. And we got a show coming up next weekend, actually in Missoula, that's just going to be her and I, all the way up to usually a 4-piece. So it would be her and I, Matthew on guitar when we can get him, and Jesse Hunt on drums. And Jesse is just an amazing, skilled, talented, nice person.
That's my little baby brother.
Nice.
I love Jesse.
Yeah, we love Jesse. So he plays drums when he can. And sometimes it's hard to figure out logistically. I mean, if we could, it'd be a 4-piece every time, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah, so that's good. Fucking so where did so you guys are doing shows now and you're doing a show in Montana, the area. And did you just play New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay.
In August. And am I allowed to swear on
Yeah,
absolutely.
We encourage it.
Yes.
New Orleans in August, it's hot as fuck, man.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we played New Orleans, and it was a showcase for Negative Gain, and fucking hell. You know,
Yeah.
it was humid, it was hot, but
Everybody
everybody had a
walking
good
around with
time.
swamp ass.
Pretty night here in Texas is hot as balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were two main nights for that showcase. There was a Friday night show and a Saturday night show, and we played on Saturday, and it was at the House of Blues, and it was nice and air conditioned. But
Yeah.
the venue on Friday was not air conditioned, so I mean it didn't matter if there was no escape. So inside the venue or outside, it was just
It was thick
miserable.
always.
But man,
Wow.
the band still played, and they were awesome. And it was a super good time. It was our first time there. I want to go back.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Curse is on your
Yeah.
label. Didn't you guys play together at that show?
yeah, yeah. Chris played. He was awesome.
You all know him well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
By the most.
yeah.
Yeah.
So shit. Is there anybody that you guys don't know or have worked with, Charles?
Yeah, I know. You know about the same amount of people that I know. And we know we have the same friends. And when I was looking through, I was like, well, he knows everyone I know. And that's really a good thing. I mean, Jesse, for example. Oh man, I love Jesse.
Yeah.
And Sean, I love Cyanotic, I love Cyanotic angry robot music.
Mhm.
And I love that guy. And he's fun. He's fun to be with. And God, everybody.
Well,
Everyone.
you play in Project 44. I know Chris.
Yeah.
He actually he booked the first order shows for the Sanctuary Fest. That was 2021, I think. So
Oh yeah.
we played a couple of shows for that venue.
Oh, was I there?
Well, so no, but it was. I think
I
he
was.
was real. He was really pulling for you to be there. I
Yeah.
think it was kind of right at the last minute that you
Yeah,
couldn't
like he
make it.
always
So.
does. Yeah, like he always does.
Yeah,
Does things at the last minute.
yeah.
I love Chris.
Yeah,
But
so like for the Project 44 show, he had a mic stand with a shirt with your image on it. So you were still there in
Oh,
spirit.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So yeah, he's like that. I like Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some, but now you I like when you're going to be playing with who's that with you play with Sibo. Let me
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
put that together. And you and Steven, he's I like playing with Steven, you know. He's very particular.
Mm-hmm.
He's very specific. And so being next to him, there was no room for margin for error. And I'm the same way. There's no margin for error, I'll be the first to admit if I did something wrong, but I try not to, and I don't,
Yeah.
And I'd like to give my all. I like everyone that I'm associated with come out in flying colors,
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
that's why, I do it for the love of the music itself. So I'm not looking for popularity or be famous or anything, but I'm just there to make that idea, that vision ring through cool,
Yeah.
And your stuff, I heard some tracks, man, and it sounded like futuristic. It's like sounded like future thrill kill, intense,
Well, if you
It's
hadn't said that, I was going to, because Thrill
yeah,
Kill is definitely an influence.
yeah, definitely. It's like
Yeah,
intense.
you can feel it. You certainly can.
I can
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime, I'll be glad to put down a track But
Oh fuck. Oh my
yeah,
God. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my goodness. Oh
yeah,
You heard it here first, everybody. Yeah.
yeah.
man.
Come
Well,
to, come to the
I
temple.
mean, I've been gushing about
Yeah,
this in our IMs and stuff, but
yeah,
Charles,
yeah.
you are an idol. I'm
Thank you very much, man. And your
so
help,
so honored.
thank you. And you've been helpful in many ways, you know, and I appreciate it totally, you know. This whole thing, you know, the podcast, everything, it really helps me, keeps me going, keeps me relevant.
Yeah.
Joey and Joe, they
Mhm.
really right, they're behind me. I'm behind them, and we have the same vision. And we love, you know, we just love to be loved, you know.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Love to be
No,
loved, yeah.
I can tell. I mean, you're just so still very excited about music in general, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just energetic to be
Uh,
around. It's like that's what we need. We
uh,
need more positivity and more
yeah.
enjoyment, and
Artists, artists support artists.
Artists
heck
You know,
yeah,
supporting artists.
it's good to see
Absolutely.
heck yeah.
Matt. It's good to see Matt Seltzer doing things that he's doing. I think he's really, really a cool guy. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have time to talk to him, but he's in things. He's putting stuff in. His help really keeps things going. You know, I
He's on
think they
fire
got.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is. He is.
it used to be one of those things where I would think, okay, I've seen this band X amount of times. I've seen this band X amount of times. And it's completely changed where it's now like, okay, I think I've seen Matthew now on stage more than any specific band I've seen. I
Uh,
mean, I've
Yeah.
seen lots and lots of them. He is all over the place and it's fucking
Oh, I
awesome.
know
And
it.
every time I
Like,
see him pop up on stage, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fucking awesome.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. He was fresh off the Skinny Puppy tour, and then I don't know how long it was. It was 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something. He announced the Frontline tour, and I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
of course,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, he's not going to lack for work. He's a very
No,
talented man, and he's
well, that's the thing.
yeah.
He's not only is he just extremely good at being personable, and he's
Mhm.
very likable, but he's
Mhm.
super sharp too. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he started
yeah.
out as Puppy's
We had a
stage
long
manager.
conversation about
Oh yeah.
music, the Tricks VIP thing in
Yeah,
Seattle, and it was absolutely mind blowing talking to him. I
yeah.
really, I mean, he's got a deep knowledge of music, and it was very very fucking fun for me.
I got to see a show from that tour. I got lucky on
Yeah.
that.
Oh
So
yeah.
like in Montana, obviously it's not many people come out this way, except for that Ministry tour actually
Mhm.
has played out in Missoula, or no, Billings maybe. But anyway, so we Mark Walk and I had the opportunity to kind of do the kind of the signing of the Ogre Tricks
Mhm.
Yeah.
merchandise,
I've got those.
and
Yeah.
and the way to do that was to meet in Dallas, Texas, when the band was going through there. So
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
was this? This was in July, maybe June. I don't exactly recall, but so we went to the Dallas show. It was at the Gas Monkey in
Mhm.
Dallas, and they also did. I think they were being recorded for some sort of video production at that show too. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's funny because Mark Walk is this kind of shadowy behind the scenes figure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You
He
know,
likes it like that.
He
yeah,
likes it like
nobody knows what he looks like,
that.
and so he's got this just this air, that mysterious air, that
Yeah.
I think is very appealing. I mean, it's super funny. And
Yeah.
so he and I went to the Dallas show. saw the show, and nobody knew who he was because nobody knows what he,
What
what
he
he
looks
looks
like.
like.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
level of anonymity at a show, that must be awesome, man.
So
Did he work on the Pig Face album?
yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
he end up producing or co-producing Food.
Notes from the Underground.
Okay,
I think so.
Was it Notes? Okay.
okay. So have you met him before, Charles, and worked with him?
I don't, I think he said, quit doodling. It's time to record, I think,
Yeah.
in the studio,
Yeah,
because I didn't have my headphones on.
yeah.
And he's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, oh, who's that? And it was, I think it was him, But other than that, I don't know. I can't recall what he looks like. He's a man with no face.
Yeah. So,
He's
yeah.
faceless.
I was wanting to ask about that. I mean, Mark is literally he's one of my favorite magicians.
Musician.
He is a magician.
He is a
Producer
magician.
magicians. You work. He's also worked with Leslie Rakin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Ruby for the Tiny Meat
Yeah.
album, and I always have wanted to be a fly on the wall in a studio with him in there. Do you have any stories?
Yeah, so he and I became friends initially just through Facebook, and so that was he was writing for Tricks when that happened. So that I think that was 2016, 2017,
Mhm.
and we just became friends. And some things that we talked about obviously were music related, and I remember him sending me some tracks, not Ogre tracks, but just like little snippet things that he was working on.
Yeah, he was releasing
And
some of those on Facebook for a while. It was awesome.
yeah. So it is absolutely mind-blowing, his level of technical skill.
Mhm.
So just opening up his projects in Pro Tools and just kind of seeing his what he does, and it's remarkable in a way that you can't. I mean, most people just can't even touch it, and so he does it in a way that seems effortless, because
Yeah, he really does. Yeah,
he writes so quickly,
just
and
the layers.
the layering, and,
Yeah.
oh well, so that's another thing. There might be 20 versions of a song before landing on the one that actually gets released. So that maybe not that many, but just he just keeps throwing new ideas and recording different things. I definitely learned a lot working with him. And so his background before digital, I think I want to say he was one of the first to use digital audio recording, Pro Tools, on an actual record release. But prior to that, he had extensive experience in just analog studios and working with Pigface, and then Skinny Puppy on the Process, and he was instrumental in building the Pachyderm studio in Minnesota, which I think what's that band that everybody likes, Nirvana, ended up recording that. So super talented and super nice. He's a good guy.
He and I had some messages back and forth on Facebook for a while. He's been a little busy lately, but yeah, he was a super gracious guy. It was funny too, because I was like, so do you have any plans to do anything else with X Marks the Pedwalk? And he's like, what? And I'm like, I had it back in like 95, while I was all fuckered up on drugs. I had got it in my head that Mark Walk and X Marks the Pedwalk were one and the same. And so we had a laugh about that. And So,
Well,
so he's like, yeah,
I
no,
thought you were going to tell me that
he's
he
like, I loved
produced.
him, man. What, yeah. I'm like, you,
Oh,
I
that's
haven't
funny.
worked with him.
Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me you produced some of their music or something. I liked them too. You know,
No,
back in that time
they were
period too.
incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about that. He was telling me about the Tricks vinyl version being a very special mix for the vinyl, and how important that was to him. I
Yeah.
miss talking to him. So Mark, if you're out
Yeah.
there, man, say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you end up meeting Ogre and getting to work on that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I met Ogre and kind of knew of him and was kind of around him before working on the album or working with them through Cyrus actually. So Cyrus Rex, you might know his name from DJ RMX. Forgetting the acronym, is Douglas McCarthy and him.
Mhm.
And then also Blackline, which
Okay.
was Night Arab and a bunch of
Mhm.
other people. So Cyrus and I have been friends as long as Steven Siebold and I have been friends. So
Okay.
back in Southern California, just in the early 90s, we became friends. And so he branched out and kind of networked with a bunch of different artists that were our heroes at the time
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
still are. And so Ogre was one of them. So I remember one year going out to coffee with him. I'm trying to remember what year, maybe 2004.
Ooh.
And just going to a Starbucks with this guy with dreadlocks and like bones in his hair and just super uh obviously very just big personality, like in the fucking Starbucks, just drinking coffee. you know?
Stirring the
So
little bones.
yeah, that was surreal. So
Yeah.
loved talking to him then, and just kind of through various things would see him, and then but how the Ogre connection happened was with Mark Walk and he and I becoming friends while he was kind of writing it. So like I think I was doing like movie scores at the time, and I was posting about that on Facebook, and we were talking about like different gear stuff. Like he sent me a message and like when he first sent me a message, I'm like, oh, it can't be the Mark Walk,
Yeah.
it can't be him. So turns out it was him, and yeah, so that's how it started, and he would send me some Pro Tool sessions. I'd check them out, and then finally the day came. He's like, what do you think about this Ogre song, that I'm working on? And I'm like, holy shit, So
Um,
so I started getting the Ogre songs to work on and to have like Mark's music with his vocals coming through my studio monitors
there's,
as like work in progress was
Damn.
just mind blowing,
Yeah.
But so I spent the better part of 2 years working on that album.
You did a damn good job, man.
yeah.
You did a damn good job. That is an incredible release. It really is.
It was a lot of fun.
Any possible plans for a follow-up to that? That you might
Yeah,
be
I
able
mean,
to talk
I think it's just time, like you mentioned that he's just kind of super busy and mired in different
he
things,
got
but
a, what is it? He got an RV
yeah,
to set up a studio in, and he
Mhm.
was telling me he was going to be driving out to the sticks and just completely off the grid to work
yeah,
on stuff. And I am so excited to hear what happened.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
am too.
Yeah.
he'll write an album in like 2 days and then probably rework it like 6,000 times. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's still a possibility. It wouldn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
right on, man. Because that's one of my favorite things is anything that he's worked on. I will deep dive in my headphones, just trying to pick out where he's pulling stuff from. And
Yeah,
it's like a master course in production, just to listen
Yeah.
to his work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous you've got to work with him. That is awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah, man, it was a blast. It was everything you think it was. It was just a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
right on.
Yeah.
So now,
For the release, Darker Sounds, Darker Times, Rise and the
Yeah.
Fire Remixed, how did you choose the artist you wanted to work to remix your music?
Okay, so originally, over the years, like my wife and I did her project is Damsel in the Dollhouse, and over the years we've done various remix albums
Mm.
and have worked with different people. And I was gonna do the same thing with this album, like just kind of pick artists that had done remixes before, and even possibly try to grab maybe a couple of bigger names to do something like that. But then we just got busy with the live show, and then more and more time kind of there was a cushion of time between possibly releasing a remix album and the studio release. So I just decided to open it up to everybody. I think I made a Facebook post, and so I wanted people to kind of have fun with it if they wanted to, and that seems to be something that a lot of musicians like to do. If they have the time, just
Yeah.
kind of take stems of songs maybe
Tracks.
from a studio album that they like, and kind of tear it apart. So that's why it ended up with 37 tracks.
So
So-
is this available now?
It is. It's
Okay.
not on a physical copy. It's just digital, but it's on Bandcamp as well.
It's on Bandcamp. Okay, because
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot. I've missed the boat on that one, and I
Oh,
will
no,
get
that's
it
okay.
immediately.
You
Because
know-
God damn, that's a great album.
Oh, well, it's funny because like I'll post about these things and it'll be like kind of the main topic for a long time, and then, or not a long time, but like a finite amount of time, maybe 2 weeks, let's say.
Yeah.
And then I kind of think, oh, everybody's heard about it. But then later, it'll come out. Oh, I didn't even know you were doing that. And it's like, oh, shoot, I'm sorry. I would have reached out to you or told you or something. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
no,
I'll as soon as we get done with the show, I'm going to be heading over to Bandcamp so I can get that. So,
awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's a couple of good ones on there. Yeah, there's a lot
Who
of
have you got
talented
who have you
artists.
got working on it?
Well, Death Dance is the opening track. Death Dance is Josh and Gus from Give Take Records,
Okay.
and I've worked with them on a few projects. They released one of David J's solo albums that I was lucky enough to master for them. So Give Take Records, they have their record label, but then also their band together. And so that's the opening track. It's super fun, super dark and heavy, and just really, it's one of my favorites. Jack Boofner from Contagion. You guys remember Contagion back from the 90s?
Yes, I
They
do. Yeah.
they opened up for Frontline Assembly on one of their bigger tours.
Yeah.
Neural.
Is that the neural?
Thank you. Yes, that one.
Joey, what's the name of the album?
Tactical Neurone Pant.
That's the one.
There you go.
And this is 32-year
I'm sorry, Bill.
anniversary today.
Yeah, yeah.
Reese,
So
I'm very sorry.
so Jack Boofner is part of Contagion. He did a couple of remixes. Amazing. Yeah. So and with that many tracks, it's okay if you want to skip around. That's okay. You don't have to go from track one to the last one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
37 tracks of this album. Oh, I'm gonna be deep diving. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. 37. So,
Hey, you worked what was it? Angry Red Planet. Yeah?
Yeah. Joe.
You produced that? Yeah? Or
No.
what did you do on that one? Because I
so-
fucking love that album. Oh my God.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
Joe
can't even
Howard.
remember
Yeah.
how I got the CD, but it came to me and it just fucking blew my mind. It's
Oh,
incredible.
awesome. Well, Joe's a talented songwriter. He got Mark Walk actually involved
Hmm.
to help produce some of the tracks. I don't know if it was all of them. I don't remember, maybe.
Okay.
And then I think Mark did one remix as well. I mastered it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
like
a
I
good
said,
album.
man, I've got a few things with your fingerprints on them, and all of them are fucking fantastic. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That one's also on Bandcamp, I think, and it's
uh,
an EP if I recall correctly. It's 5 or 6 songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could stand to be longer. That's my only complaint with it.
Well, I gotta get Joe to write some more tunes.
Yeah, yes, you do. Yeah. And there's another Joe that's very excited to hear more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many Joes.
There are.
Joe,
Hey,
Joey,
we're everywhere.
Joe Howard.
We're everywhere.
They're taking over. Ah, no.
Rob, your live performances have been described as a visual spectacle with a high energy of a demonic mask, complete with the seductive theater of collaborator and performance artist Damsel in the Dollhouse. Can you please elaborate?
Yeah, so kind of in keeping with the theme of the album, I wanted the live show to be a spectacle, something visually exciting to look at, whether or not you like the music, you know, and if you like the music too, that's an added bonus. But so that was something that Nina, Damsel in the Dollhouse, and I were really excited about. And so again, with the theme of various cults and satanic panic of the 80s and even into the 90s, you know, I'm Gen X, so that was like a big part of what inspired me back in the day and still does.
You
And
couldn't
so
even play D&D for crying out loud, man.
I know you're going to hell, man. If you've ever played D&D, man, sorry, you're fucked.
Oh my
I know,
God.
right? And then now it's Harry Potter, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So the show starts down. You know, I've got, you know, my satanic priest robe on. You know, we try to, you know, hopefully we have the fog machine to kind of go out onto the stage with the lighting and everything. Yep. And it's evil, and it's hopefully a spectacle, but then also kind of fun. You know, we're poking fun at it. Some parts of it can be campy because like in order to accomplish costume changes during a show like this, it's basically I've got like 3 or 4 different layers on, and so the outer layer is this robe, right?
Yeah.
And so throughout the show, I'm taking shit off, and so one of the outfits has been described as used car salesman, but it's really Jim Jones. So you know, I've got the dark glasses, the fucking big shoulder blazer, you know. So you know, if you're watching this and haven't seen the show or don't know anything about it, just Google it, Order of the Static Temple live, and hopefully that might, you know, entice you to actually come to a show if we can play close to you. But yeah. And so I wanted to kind of mention some gear.
Oh yeah.
So this thing is kind of the hub of our live show. It's the Akai MPC Live, and it controls the audio stems. All the live backing tracks are separated into stems that I can mute or allow to play depending on what kind of show it is. So
Uh-huh.
if Matthew's not there, I've got a guitar track playing,
Uh-huh.
or if he's there, I turn it off. So it does that. It also, we run vocals through it. So like it's got ins and outs. So like our vocal mics go into this, it goes through vocal processing. So the chain of compression, delay, whatever vocal effects, and then back out into the mixer. And then it also controls the lights. So following the
Yeah.
track, I've got MIDI notes that get converted to DMX, and that's the light show.
That's the light show. Yeah.
Yeah, this fucking
Oh,
thing.
wow.
I mean,
Wow.
it's been amazing. So we're fans of that.
How long has that been around? How long has that been out?
Good question. Gosh, 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Well, it could, maybe 2019, 18. So maybe longer.
Which piece was that? I'm sorry, I had to take a quick potty break.
Yeah, this is the MPC Live.
Oh, the Akai. Okay.
Yeah. And there's actually various, I think there's at least 3 versions of this. They've got a smaller one. I have to use this one because we need the IO.
Yeah.
To be able to do the vocals and stuff. But yeah.
Wow.
So that's the hub of the live show, and it's a lot of fun. We got to play New Orleans. Oh God, what else? Los Angeles, we did a show. Denver a couple of times. We got to open for Voltaire, which was a heck of a lot of fun. So yeah. And we'll get
you guys ought to do a show with Ratfink, the Dr. Diablo and the Rodent Show.
Oh,
I think that'd be a good pairing.
Yeah. Well, like Das Ick. See, I've been told that we might be a good pairing with them, because of their theatrical kind of performance. So I know is it Twin Tribes, or it's somebody else kind of does that vibe too. But
actually, I think so. But I mean, the Dr. Diablo and the Rodent Show, Andrew Ratfink Wilson from Alien Sex Fiend, and
okay,
got to see him back in the early '90s at a place called Rock Candy. Of all the shows I have seen, and there have been a considerable amount of them, including Skinny Puppy's Dig It Bigot tour. Alien Sex Fiend on stage is something that cannot be matched. It's
really,
holy shit. Yeah, that was quite a time. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
A hell of a show. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have any other merch or fun stuff you'd like to show us? Just lying
at
your disposal? I mean, it's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, here it is. Let's see. Bring it out here. I showed you the CD. What else? We got patches.
Awesome. That's nice.
Yep.
Who does your logos?
I did this logo, believe it or not.
Really? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I just got lucky because I'm not that good at design.
That's pretty good.
That's a hell of beginner's luck, man.
Well, it's kind of like when Steven Siebel talks about his Heat Department logo.
Yeah.
And I think it just, it was just a typeface that was one of the 6 typefaces that came with computers at the time, and it was Times Roman or something. And so, and that's, you see that and you think, Heat Department, that's just synonymous with the project. So, but, so got that, talked about the CD, and then this pin. So, it's kind of hard to see.
It's beautiful. I mean, it really,
that's cool.
The picture you're seeing there can't really do it justice. It's very nice. It's like a gunmetal color, and it's pretty.
Yay. Well, it kind of ties into the whole kind of satanic panic thing, you know, um,
Hmm.
yeah, so it wasn't available. Like when you reached out to me, I'm sorry, I didn't have
Oh, that's all
everything
right.
together, but
That
I
was
will
a
make it
stab in the
available on
dark, man.
Bandcamp.
I was like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my jacket. I'm like, something's missing.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, for sure. I'll get that out to you.
All right. Hey, so we chatted briefly about Kevorkian Death Cycle,
Yeah.
you know, online, and you know, I was at one of their first shows in Seattle. Ended up at Cafe Minis on Broadway, hanging out with them after the show with a stripper friend of mine, and
Aussies on Broadway.
we had they were some crazy cats, man. That was some fun
Yeah.
times. I know you weren't involved back then, but you are involved now, yeah, in some way.
Well, like I was involved in the beginning, like in the very beginning. So like
Okay.
Roger, Ryan, and I all co-founded the band, and so we I'll just go through this quickly, but we wrote material, released a couple of demos, and then Collection for Injection was like the first label release on Rostova, and I left the band like right before that.
Oh, okay.
So that album came out, but it has songs that I worked on it, and then really just remained friends during their next few albums, and then recently reconnected again, mostly through Negative Game, because Roger and Micah head Negative Gain, and Roger's part of Kevorkian Death Cycle, and so Roger's another one I've known, you know, since the beginning of time, and so yeah, recently wrote some material. We released an EP, and then also an EP kind of reimagining the Collection for Injection songs, and then also a couple of new ones. And so that's all on Bandcamp. But
Okay.
I think so. At the time, Kevorkian Death Cycle for me was like it just I had seen Night Red play opening for Depeche Mode, and I'd heard the album Showtime before that, and so Night Red, if you compare Night Red and Skinny Puppy, they're they're under the same umbrella, but they're very different bands.
Mhm.
And so I was very much into the Night Red EBM style of industrial, and so I was trying to write music kind of similar to that. My project at the time was Ball, BOL, and Roger from Negative Game was doing a project called Servo Sector, and this was early 90s, 91, 92.
Yeah, no, that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, and his brand was more on the Skinny Puppy camp side, and which I was very intrigued by as well. And so he and I were always playing shows together. We both lived in Redlands, California, and so we thought, okay, let's do a project together. And that's where Ryan came in, because he was part of Servo Sector as a guitarist. And for me, KDC just was very just heavy, distorted. That first demo, it was something that I certainly couldn't do by myself, but as a collective, like Roger and I and Ryan, just all putting that sort of energy into it. It was just dark shit, and I loved it. And it was noisy. And like the first shows at that time, it's the Inland Empire in California, so it's Riverside, San Bernardino, this kind of like kind of the grittier areas of California, and we were playing these shows and just this very kind of unstable environment. And you know, and Hate Department too. So Hate Department was part of that, and yeah, man, it was a blast. And so Roger still writes music like that today, and so yeah, the new stuff is pretty cool. It's and we're trying to get stuff together again. But you know, it's just time, you know.
Time.
But yeah,
Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you.
yeah.
Levi, you got a burning question?
I got a burning question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit on us.
Yeah, so now I want to get I want to know if you're interested in getting a what's that word for it? A release of new stuff coming out, and also more more hard metal
Hmm?
industrial, you know,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the, you know, with not as much as the EBM, but emphasis on specifics, you know,
Hmm.
like melodies, I don't know, what's the word? Yeah. You know, new stuff, you know.
Talking about
How is it?
collaboration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And plus how would I be able to get stuff to you?
Are, are you thinking of a new project or?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Holy
How
shit.
would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry. I'm not interested at all. No, of course.
I'm like,
Okay, you know, when you're somebody that you just have worshipped your entire life asks
yeah,
you, you know, if you want to work on something, well, of course, yeah, heck yeah.
yeah. So you know, you know, I'm healing pretty well, and my fiance is really there for me. She helps me out a lot, and I just want to put out a new divide of um of music, you know, just some new energy, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You know, something brutal, some bombastic, just
heavy
I
as
just
heck.
yeah. Deep. That's
Yeah,
definitely,
dude. Oh
you
man,
know.
yeah. Let's make some noise.
And yeah,
Awesome.
and I noticed your programming is really good. You program, and you have a good sense of engineering, you know.
Yeah,
You do.
yeah.
And as attest to the release you have now, I really like it. It really is. I was like, oh man, this sounds like Buzz, and it's not
Yeah.
sound like Buzz on steroids, you know, steroids, just, you know, you know,
Oh, man.
you know,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's good. You know, it's good. It's original. It's good. You know,
Mhm.
and I like to see that. You know, I like that. You have that magic. You do.
Oh
You
man.
do.
Oh, thank you.
You do,
Absolutely.
Rob. You do.
Holy shit. Thank you.
Really
Oh my
do.
goodness.
Man. Yeah.
You're in the background and everything off and on. Not like Mike Walk, you know, but
Yeah.
but
Oh,
but
dude,
you're out there.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
You got the goods.
Oh man. Oh man.
And I'm sure your wife is really she helps, you know, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
theatrics and everything. I love that's one thing I like about with with Buzz and everything. Having the theatrics, you know, and stuff is really good to have for the performance or just to present your presence
Yeah.
is to have those things out there to initiate so people can visually see what's
Yeah.
going on, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're doing the same thing, man. But I listened to I listened to the tracks, and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
he's really he's got it going on, you know.
Oh man, I don't know if you can tell I'm blushing
this-
a little bit, but
Uh,
No,
No,
that album,
it's-
that album, when I got it, stayed on repeat for quite a while. It
Yeah.
was, yeah,
It's,
it's brilliant.
oh man, thank you,
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man. Let's stay
mhm.
in touch, and
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to hear your ideas on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, this is exciting.
It's
This is very exciting.
Yeah.
New
Expect the
new band
unexpected.
announcement.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
new band announced.
Yep.
Rob, what drew you to Negative Gain as a record label?
Roger, because we've been friends forever. So
Does help.
yeah, no, there was definitely, I talked to a few different labels, and when it comes down to it, it really is more about having a good time doing what you're doing, because
Yeah.
and they're on fire. Negative Gain is, I mean, they've got a lot of good artists. Curse is one of them. They do they do the different live performances and help with that. Like when I played Sanctuary Fest, I stayed at Micah's house, and Roger actually came out. I can't remember. I think he and his husband flew out just to kind of support it. So they're just extremely supportive people. They've got an excellent roster. They, if they have any input, it's just to, maybe help the project. They let you do what you want. I think Roger's feedback on one side was like, the kick drum needs to be a little bit higher. Let's get that up there, and then that's it. And then they support it with everything that they have. So, damn, I mean, it's just a blast to work with them, and that's why. So, I mean, there were other options, but it just seemed to make sense.
Yeah.
It was a good fit.
Good.
Yeah.
So you've spent some time working with some very, very incredible people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of your heroes, as you said, and got anybody that you haven't worked with yet in your head? That
Oh
you'd
man.
like to?
Oh man. And I've been thinking about that. I always think about that. I always think, I've got so and so's number. What happens if I just kind of threw that out there, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to have Douglas McCarthy like sing vocals on a track maybe, or
Yeah.
but honestly, I mean, what I keep thinking about is like Groovy Man. It's like,
Yeah.
if he could do a guest vocal, that
Yeah.
might be cool.
Yeah.
Levi here, shit,
Yeah.
man, if we can work together, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some possibilities. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm all cheese. Always. Yeah.
What motivated you to move to Montana of all places?
Oh, family originally. So yeah, I moved here in 2002. The kids, I have two kids, Mark and Monica, and at the time they were young, school age, and it seemed like the right choice to kind of get them into a better environment than potentially, kind of a shitty public school that wouldn't be as intended to their needs. So like the fact that they were younger, the fact that I had family out here, and it was just starting, the internet was just becoming something where geography was less of an issue. So
Yeah.
but we liked it, and Honestly, the plan was to just stay here until the kids were out of the house. They've been out of the house and we're still here. I don't know. Yeah, could still stay here, but it's kind of open-ended. I do like my day job. My day job's pretty cool. So
Yeah, that helps. Yeah.
It's important. Is there
Yeah.
much of a
Yeah.
music scene out there, or do you have to travel a little bit for it?
Well, the goth ball here is amazing. It's so the short answer is no, but there are sprinkles of really awesome things. So the golf ball is one of them. We've it's we've got a show in October, golf ball, and also now spring golf ball in March, and all the shows are in Missoula. It's at Zootown Arts Center, which is like just an amazing venue. It's all ages, and very just welcoming, accepting community. Kids go there. We had, I think, almost 400 people go to the October golf ball. So it was just a sea of just really happy, dressed up, just amazing kids, like loving the show.
Oh, cool.
Incredible. So
There's some great wardrobing going on at that show or at that ball.
Yeah. Everybody dresses up and has a good time, and it's a blast. And I don't know, we've all played our share of shows at kind of like divey bar environments, and that's okay too. But I tell you, the youth of today, they fucking know how to
They
have
know how to
fun.
live it up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit like Gen X without the trauma.
Ooh.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man.
I have friends that throw
Yeah.
events in South Austin, where I live, and the big thing
Oh,
that
cool.
they have it at a coffee shop, and it's very much about the younger kids, and they can be there with their parents, and they're very much. It's about supporting a safe place that they can,
Yeah.
be at. Because when I grew up in the '90s, going out, there was a lot of predators, honestly, in the scene,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's really important now that they don't go through what I don't know, you went through what I went through with having a lot of predatory people in the scene, and now we can provide a safe space so they don't have to go through what we went through as kids, and we
Exactly.
those people out, I guess for lack of a better term. But I think it's really cool that the people that I know that are putting it on and letting the parents be there with their kids and just having a fun, safe environment, that they can be and thrive in. I think that's really important.
Absolutely. Like one of the golf balls, a dad came with his 10-year-old daughter. That was the coolest thing,
That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is so awesome.
It was great. It was great. And
Yeah.
no, I agree. That kind of venue, safer environment. I think a lot of the shows now, so like you're close to Elysium, right? Is that
That's downtown. It's a little bit getting there. I have to Uber because just downtown's become it's a lot different than the '90s. Downtown's a little scary. But
Yeah.
once you get to Elysium, it's fine. It's just everywhere else downtown at night is it's just kind of scary a little bit. So
Yeah.
down south, it's okay, for the kids. But Elysium's fine. It's just kind of getting there, and I just won't drive downtown because it's turned into a shit show as far as driving and people drinking, and it's just at a certain time of night you just don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't drive downtown. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's in
I think
Austin.
so. We visited Austin for South by Southwest, and did you and I meet by any chance?
I don't think so.
don't
I haven't done
think
South
we
by
did.
Southwest in a little while. It gets a little crazy and chaotic.
So Negative Game
Yeah.
had a showcase.
I'm sure
where,
Curse probably
we
played, and I
went-
probably missed it.
Curse
It was a
played.
Negative
Yep.
Game showcase, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. And that was 2022, I think. That was a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
But yeah.
What'd you think of Elysium?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to go. I know. I mean, everybody says good things about John, and I think it was just such a sensory overload. Like
Yeah.
you get to South by Southwest and there's chaos everywhere. There's just people everywhere and things to do constantly. And we kept up with it pretty well, but our opportunity to go to Elysium was just kind of like at the tail end of fucking overload. So we I think we went to the hotel room and slept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would like to go.
Yeah.
Sure.
South by Southwest is a little crazy for me, my blood these days.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like Daytona Beach and during spring break gets a little crazy.
Oh.
So I just kind of stay down south and kind of just huddle down with the rest of us locals until it's over.
I forget the name of the street. It's like one of the main streets for South by Southwest. It's
6th
just
Street,
chaos.
probably.
Yeah,
Sixth Street.
6th Street.
Or
Yeah.
Known as the Dirty
so
Sixth.
we didn't spend much time there, but you had to go there at least once, right? So
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
walking down 6th Street and we're like, no, don't need it. That's cool.
Yeah.
You get it.
36.
That's what it is. Charles been at the Dirty Six, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Dirty.
That's
Sure am.
probably how some of it got dirty too.
That's how it became
Yeah.
filthy.
Yeah. It was getting there,
Oh,
So
Getting there.
as a fan, I am curious to hear some stories, but I'm sure I know you've talked about some, Charles, like of your touring stuff, but
Yeah.
man, yeah. So Sexplosion tour, how crazy was that?
Well, Sexplosion was really, because that was with all of us, with the Bomb Gang girls and everything, and performance artists. It was great. It was cavalcade of craziness. Every show, every show was out of this world. It was overloaded. It was crazy. And I got a chance to really meet a lot of people, a lot of artists, a lot of designers that would come to our show, and just to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was funny because Sexplosion was turning. It was like a point where people were expecting this industrial goth, and it wasn't that.
No.
No, it was balls deep in Sex on Wheels. And it was, and that was great. I see a lot of people, a lot of guys ask me. They go, "Hey, man, what are you doing with all those? What do you do with all the gays and the sex and the devil worshippers and all that?" When they all, when we would go on stage and we start playing, and they want to hear us play. Nice one. They would expect to hear, stuff from Good Spirits, Bad Spirits, Confessions. Yeah. They expected to hear that, and wasn't happening. Wasn't happening. Buzz and Frankie like to stick to the initiative of just doing what we were out to do, and that was the Sexplosion tour was really, really, really theatrical. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like someone told me it was like seeing some guys that worked for the tabloids start a band.
Yeah.
They started a band, and it was Throco called.
That is so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it was crazy, and it was crazy. That was a crazy tour. That was a crazy song.
Sex on Wheels was such a huge hit.
Yeah.
And MTV and that was where that song broke into
the mainstream to a
Mhm.
point, you know,
Yeah.
to a point. And it's like strippers and, you know, it was out there playing. It was being played a lot. And so,
The fetish scene was just coming into
yeah.
its own about that
So,
time.
you
Yeah.
see some
Yeah.
goth kids, you know, and they're like standing there perturbed, you know, what is this? And then you have some yuppies, like, yeah, I love that song. I've been waiting for that one, you know,
Yeah.
turn you on,
Yeah.
baby. And, you know,
Yeah.
so we have a class of goths and mainstreamers just, you know, clashing. Well,
Yeah.
you know, and then it was really cool. My whole take on it was that guys from other bands would especially hard bands would see us and they'd be standing there like, and we'll be playing, and then, you know, I'll do something to prove to them that I'm playing, you
Yeah.
know, do something,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, he's really playing. Yeah, damn right I'm really playing, you know, and it would be great, you know. I get the fun thing was I'm like the jock of the band, so I get to meet guys that are in big bands, on touring bands also, and they always ask me, "Hey man, uh, do you mess around with those girls, the bomb gang girls?" I go, no, 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 no. We're like a family,
Yeah.
you know. Do you how
It
does
was a
it
different
feel?
time then.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it totally was.
it
Yeah.
Totally
was, you
was.
know,
Oh my God.
and
People are like, "Oh, I bet that bus is rocking."
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, we say to get rid of people from our butts, we had to go, okay, I had a fart machine and I
Oh
just
my
pushed a
God.
button and then make them leave, you know. Or
It,
Jackie Black,
it worked.
Jackie, yeah, no, I wouldn't fart. No, but but Jackie Black would go, okay, motherfuckers, time to go out of here. Just like that. And you know, the
Oh my
bus would
God.
clear out, you know, bus would clear out, you
Yeah,
know. So yeah, that was
man.
the shit, you know. And then we would and then the thing is I got to play with and meet other people that play in bands. And when I would get a chance to play or record with them, I was so excited, you know. I'd be so excited that but you know, that I represent Thrill. So I had to carry a certain amount of professionalism with me,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I would be on top of it because I know what I like. So if I'm working with someone else, I know what they like, and if I don't understand, I'll ask. You know, just to accomplish the collaboration and the connection
Yeah.
makes things
Yeah.
happen. You know,
Mhm.
I learned a lot from Al. You know, Al Jorgensen, just
Mhm.
watching, you know, being around him. But the thing is, I like playing, I like performing, I like live touring, and the fans are the greatest, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whoever I play with, you know, like I play with Project 44. Some people don't even know that I'm in there until they see me playing, and you know, and I give them a show, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's how that goes, you know. And
Yeah. What a fucking show. Yeah.
and
Oh
then
my God.
in Pigface, it's like playing with Pigface, playing with Martin Atkins,
Mhm.
playing with the different other artists. We all got together and we collaborate, you know. And
Yeah.
Curse, you know, playing with Curse, you know, all those people are really special to me, you know. And it keeps me going, man. I mean, my health is getting a little better, but it's,
Yeah.
you know, I'm still healing. I'm still healing,
Mhm.
and I just like playing. Just
We're gonna get you back out there, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, gotcha,
heck yeah.
Yep.
definitely.
It starts in the studio, work on some
Yeah,
stuff, and then
yeah,
back out on the road, hopefully.
yeah, yeah. It's good to
Heck yeah.
see It's good to see Jesse in there because I
Yeah,
love Jesse. Jesse's like my little brother.
it's,
He's
Jesse
he's
is
there. Hmm.
he's everybody says this about him, but he is one of the most genuinely kind
Yeah,
people
Mhm.
yeah,
you can meet.
yeah,
And
yeah,
for
yeah,
the theatrics of the live show, I mean,
yeah.
I didn't direct him at all, but he
Uh,
fucking brought it with like
yeah,
just all the
yeah,
he had the logo on his bass drum
yeah,
for one show, and then the hat with the horns and
yeah,
the robe on another show. I mean, he
yeah,
fit the theme just
yeah.
like he
Nice.
had been doing it all his life,
For life, yeah,
Man.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
so
That's
he's a
why I like it.
professional.
Yeah, that's why. And he's been around me, and he's been backstage. He's been around other, other friends of friends of mine, and he's really picked up. I'm proud to say that we've reared a nice monster. You know, he's really, he stands, he represents us well, and
Yes, I
yeah,
would
he
agree.
does. So it's good. I'm glad you're working with him. I love his mom, and
Yeah, Joyce, love
Joyce is
Joyce.
great.
She's the
Yeah,
reason why the show in New Orleans even happened, because she was like driving everybody like to the venue,
yeah,
moving equipment. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
super high energy, helpful. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Joyce, yeah,
yeah.
she's cool. I miss them dearly. You know, miss them dearly. I don't
Yeah,
miss, I don't miss Chicago, but I miss them dearly. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
uh, and one day you get to meet my fiance. She's really cool. You know,
yeah.
and Danny is the greatest. She's the greatest.
Yeah.
Makes me smile from ear to ear. You know,
Yeah.
It's
so
awesome, awesome.
yeah.
And you're in Denver now. What part of Denver?
I'm in the Aurora. For
Okay,
now, we're here
okay.
now because the healthcare is great.
Mhm.
But I know my doctors, and Aurora is like it's like we don't we want to be in Denver, you know, and we want we want to have our own, me and Danny want to have our own. I'm at my godson's house, and he's helpful, very helpful, and he's into music. He works at the production part of the business, which is like what I did for Jam Productions, and he does that, and it's good. It's good for me to be here. But I want to get our own place, and
Yeah,
uh, and we have and I want to keep making music. Yeah, I want to keep making music. So that's the ticket. You
that's
know,
what keeps us going for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely,
Hmm. Hmm.
definitely.
Rob, do you have any tips for the youngsters out there wanting to get into making music art? And I don't know, what do you suggest?
I think there's a lot of opportunity now, technically, to kind of get into the things that you enjoy doing a little bit easier than um, when I first started, because back then synthesizers were pretty expensive.
Hmm.
Um, some of them are still are for sure, but with the advent of technology, I think if you wanted to write that kind of music, it's a little bit easier. But my advice would be, take your inspirations and then just make it your own. Do
Yeah,
something that you enjoy, and is uniquely you, and practice.
Right.
Just keep doing it. Just always be doing it. And
Yeah.
I think with if you're inspired and you're practicing and you're using your inspirations to create something that is new and fresh, and start a YouTube channel, do the things now that technology allows, and that'll make you happy. And
Yeah.
and who knows, and if other people notice, that's a bonus.
Yeah. True.
Excellent.
Oh
Yeah, because how long have we played music and nobody cared?
yeah.
And then one day it's like, okay, you got a couple of people that are kind of interested, and then maybe it grew a little bit,
Yeah.
but it takes a while.
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged. That's
Yeah.
another thing.
Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Yeah.
Yep,
Keep
Nice.
doing it.
for sure. Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Holy crap! I don't know, man. I'm giddy and excited to have done this, and thank you guys. And I'm just, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we'll keep in
Yeah.
touch.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Thank you, Rob, for
Definitely.
joining
Thank you,
us.
Rob.
Yeah,
This has been
thank
a
you.
whole hell of a lot of fun. So, well, gang, we've reached the end of another episode. As always, we dedicate these shows to our dear friend Jason Lupo. May he rest in peace. We miss you, Bubba. Remember, if you're hurting, please don't do it in silence. The world is always better with you in it. To that, we do still have the Ayatoya crisis line bracelets. We are also facilitating getting those to people. So if you know somebody who wants one, if you want one, please just hit us up on our Facebook page. You can send us a message. We'll get it out to you. It's completely free. We're covering shipping. We love you. We want you to be here. All right. So with that, love, hugs, and belly rubs, people.
Yeah.
Hugs.
See you
Expect
guys.
the unexpected.
Hugs.
Hugs.
Oh, we didn't talk about our feelings. Well, we kind of did.
Oh no!
We kinda did.
Oh,
You can do that real quick. Do
This
you
is
want
the
to talk
feeling
about your
part.
feelings,
This is
Rob?
the feeling part.
What are you feeling right now?
Feeling pretty good. I think I might watch some TV. Like chill, Netflix and chill. Feeling happy.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Oh, it's a
Oh,
chicka wow wow
I'm in.
time. Yeah.
I'll be
I'm
in.
gonna-
I'll be in.
I'm gonna throw on the new
Amazing.
St. Vincent record after this. Been really hooked on
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna go get the new remix record from Order of the Static Temple. And
Sweet.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yes.
Order.
Awesome.
it. All right, guys. Thank you.
Yes.